Hey guys.
What's up? Fight Kitties here. I'm Lady J.
And I'm Lexi, and it's time for Kickass and
Kickass and coffee.
Oh my goodness.
So I was dorkishly sitting at the edge of my seat last night. I'm like, ooh, what is this big announcement? And I'm like, oh my God, Lexi, TonyKahn is on.
We were totally right.
Yes, like tinfoil hats like aside, it was working for me.
Yes.
So I'm sure everyone knows already, but yeah, TonyKahn's like, I just bought Ring of Honor.
Well, we won't get too into it right now. We'll start off with some fight buzz.
Oh my God, I totally got into it.
It's okay.
Oh man. And the people are with us this morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Joseph. Yeah, I'm a little ahead of myself celebrating. We're like, oh.
Yes, it's crazy. But yes, it's confirmed last night that TonyKahn has bought ROH, and like we totally suspected this.
Oh yeah, that was like high on our like, what is he doing? What could be like earth shattering in the Wrestleverse?
Yeah.
And then to celebrate, he's like, and 20 years ago, Bryan Danielson wrestled against Christopher Daniels. And so they were like, yeah, let's make that rematch. Oops. I see Manuel. Good morning, Manuel. Yeah, we're over here celebrating the big like AEW Ring of Honor. Oh, we got to get our good mornings in. Good morning. We are doing well. We're excited.
Yes, we are excited.
So if you weren't excited about the Super Card of Honor show during WrestleMania, you better get yourself some damn tickets because that venue in Garland is not the biggest. And now that like TonyKahn has his finger on it, it's going to be epic.
Yeah, that is going to be so cool to see. And moving on to another person that we love very much, MJF. He went to speak about how he wants to make himself jump ship in 2024. So he wants to be like the highest paying wrestler in 2024. I'm like, okay.
The guy's got some goals, right?
He's got goals. And listen, he had really strong goals. He's always had very strong goals, even when he was younger. Like his goal was to be where he is now. So, as long as he puts his mind to it, I don't see it being impossible. But he was on Wrestling with Freddie. And so he's talking about, getting ready in preparation for Revolution, which is this weekend. And he basically was saying that he's going to cause like the ultimate bidding war when his contract is over in 2024. And he's like, I already know I'm going to be like the next Babe Ruth of wrestling. I'm like,
oh my.
Yeah. Somebody's got a lot of confidence. He needs to show me how he does that.
I mean, I think it started really young when he's like, I'm going to go on the Rosie O'Donnell show and sing my opera in front of y'all all out. I think it's always been in him.
Yes, he's just got that in him. He's very
ambition. We totally agree.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. Well, keeping it in the MJF realm.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Anybody who watched Dynamite last night knows that MJF swerved CM Punk, left him with a pool of blood on his face. Look at him. He's like,
what's the term? Scarlet mask, right? Is that it?
It was crimson
mask.
See, the trivia comes in.
You're like, it was totally worth it. Love that trivia. Use it every day.
Yes. And so yeah, he showed his true colors last night. We're not surprised. CM Punk called MJF out of the ring. They had a talk, and CM Punk told him that, there was times when he didn't know if he was like a good guy, but he's trying. They hugged it out. It seemed as if, everything was going okay. Then MJF hit a low blow, attacked Punk, and we ended up with, this outcome. So, yeah.
Yuck. This is like almost Shakespearean, and it's like drama. It's like, I loved you. You were my mentor. You were like the thing that, gave me the strength to carry on when the bullies were taking me down. It's like, and now I'm going to destroy you.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. This is very yeah.
So, Sting, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin all ran out to make a save, but the damage was already done. I mean, Punk was left covered in blood with the dog collar wrapped around his neck. Poor guy. And isn't there actual dog collar match during Revolution?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, I'm so confused. Why would they bring it out now when they everyone's been hyping up the dog collar match for Revolution?
I'm not really sure what the logic was behind that. But
man. And then while we're still on AEW, Keith Lee had some things to say about his attitude issues in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently he had an attitude problem I didn't even know about.
we wouldn't know.
Yeah. So he was, as we know, he was left by WWE last November, and then he sent to join AEW just within the past month. And they were saying on PW Torch reported last month that Lee had attitude issues dating back to when he was in WWE and even when he was in NXT. And they did an interview, and basically he says that he spoke for himself on the topic, and he's like, listen, I'm just like these old school guys. He says he doesn't pay much attention, and his interest isn't in social media or applications. He has someone helping him post. That's how out of touch he is with social media.
Oh.
And he's like, a lot of times I think people take my words out of context, and people don't they don't realize that half the time he's just clueless. He doesn't have an attitude. Which I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Just maybe a little oblivious, possibly.
Yeah, a little oblivious.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'm checking in on these comments, but you guys are so silly. These are not even wrestling questions.
You're like, come on, Keith Lee. So he's supposed to be taking on the Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow. Wardlow's a big guy. That'll be a fun match to see two big beefy boys taking it down and a ladder match. Come on now.
A ladder match. I think everyone's so excited for Revolution, and even more exciting if you're going live because you get to see all that fun stuff.
Oh.
You guys are going on Sunday or Saturday?
We're going Saturday for sure to the Fan Fest, and then we have that Control Your Narrative show Saturday night. And then tonight we're going to AEW Dark.
Yes.
Busy weekend.
Oh goodness, what a busy weekend. Well, Triple H had a few things to say, and apparently he is no longer speaking to Ric Flair.
What the heck? I mean, is that why he didn't get the call when he got a divorce? He's like, well, they weren't talking anyways.
There is drama. Well, on this week's Woo Nation Uncensored, Ric Flair said, I have no idea. He and I were incredibly close, but I never hear from him, so I don't know. And it was super, super petty. There was definitely some hard feelings in this.
Jeez, I think the guys have more drama than the girls do sometimes.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I always think especially in high school, I was like, is it just girls? Why is it that we're always having drama and gossip? But it's the boys too. It's them.
I was listening to Renee's podcast this morning, and I was catching up, and I was like, oh, she did the big one with Dax, and then she followed up with Cash, and I'm like, I like hearing the guys open up, and it's interesting to hear the guys talk. And all right, talking about another podcast. So Steve Austin, these boys like to talk too. Yes. So his Broken Skull Sessions. He is going to have WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray, another super opinionated guy. Goodness gracious. Between him and like Booker T, always got something to say about someone. Oh my goodness. So that should be interesting considering how much experience Bully Ray has in the industry.
Yeah, they're going to cover a lot of stuff from WrestleMania. They're going to cover like his career and his tag team run with the Dudley Boys. And
I love them. We actually got to see one of their matches, and it's like, Devon, get the tables. Yeah.
That's funny. Do you guys have any pictures with them? Like, did you meet?
No, but we were there, and it's just fun because like everyone in the crowd knows exactly what to say. Yeah. So like we get to say it for him, and it's kind of like, well, we haven't taken you to like a really good indie show yet, but every time like an indie show starts, and NXT used to do this, but then someone shut it down and killed our freaking thunder.
Oh no!
But like, so a match starts, and it's like, and tonight, schedule, oh my gosh, come on, Jackie. You say scheduled for one fall, and everyone repeats one fall, and it's just fun. And, people want to yell for the tables and one fall and, chant our heroes' names like Tony, Tony. Yeah. All right. Moving on from the tacos to our next story.
Move on to Alexa Bliss. I have not heard of her in a while now. Well, WWE has no plans for Alexa Bliss before WrestleMania. And there's been some head scratching because some fans are like, the fact that Alexa Bliss is not on Raw this week, everybody was like very confused.
She was just at the big Saudi Arabia show in the Elimination Chamber match, and she made such a fun comeback. You're like, wait, where'd you go? We just enjoyed having you back for once.
I know.
I don't remember you being sent into the concussion room. I thought you were good.
I thought so too. And I don't know. It seems as though right now there's no word if an appearance at WrestleMania is like confirmed, I think, or 100%. But like we said earlier, I think like a lot of people know this, but everything is subject to change, like literally days before.
The card is subject to change. Yeah, the freaking Revolution card just changed too. I was trying to figure out what was going on. It's like, so yeah, of course, my lucha. Super Luchas, Thunder Pink, and Thunder Pink and Britt Baker are no longer closing out the show. I'm like, what do you mean Thunder Pink isn't closing out the show? What's going on?
What's Thunder Pink doing?
Thunder Rosa, Thunder Pink. Oh man, things are going crazy in our comments too. I'm like, what is going on over here?
I was trying to look, and it seems like Alexa is getting married, so she'll be unavailable for a while. She just had a bachelorette party.
How did we miss that? What? Now I'm like, Alexa Bliss bachelor. Come on, where's some pictures?
Yeah, I feel like I don't remember hearing about.
I'm like, I did not hear about this. Let's see. Oh shoot, yeah. Hello, Wrestleverse. Thank you. This is like 2 days ago. We are like,
how did we
so
miss
not on this.
That is crazy. Well,
I'm looking at this now, and it's like, so Ember Moon apparently was there, and so was Lena Finney, and I'm like, come on, Lena Finney. Out of all these negator freaking tweets, you couldn't have tweeted out this?
Yeah. Oh.
So God. Alexa Bliss and Ryan Cabrera are like they're getting married. I'm like, why have I not seen her like on the freaking Miz show? Because Ryan Cabrera's always there.
Oh boy. Yeah. Seems like she posted on her Instagram. Thank you guys for letting us know.
Yes.
What would we do with that?
Seriously.
What would we do? It was at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. It looks like it was a lot of fun.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah. Seems like I missed out on a party.
I'm like, how did we miss this?
How did we not get invited? I'm very shocked. Well, we'll move on. So, despite some speculation about Bailey potentially making her in-ring return soon, doesn't look like we're going to see her for a few weeks. So,
I
PW
thought for sure she'd be back by now. She's been like teasing everyone, like, gonna get you. And I'm like,
yeah, that was our prediction, but it seems like no. I mean, she's been off of WWE TV since July after she had her torn ACL.
yeah.
And she recently appeared on the Up, Up, Down, Down YouTube channel. That's a funny name.
Oh, bye, Dean. Have a good day.
Oh, bye, Dean. Have a good one. And yeah, so she appeared on the YouTube channel alongside Xavier Woods, and they were talking about the like new WWE video game that had come out that we were talking about. You remember that? It's like I don't remember how a video game even works, but I think you can pick the characters you have and they like wrestle each other.
We're gonna have to like do this one day. I'm like, come on, Tijan, show us how to play these video games. We're gonna have a little video game episode. Yeah. Fight kitties and all real crew play video games. But the ACL thing. So last night on AEW, we were excited to see Top Flight come back, and we're like, oh, they're back together again. He was out for a whole freaking year because of an ACL, injury. So it's like serious business.
It's a serious thing, and poor thing. So I'm hoping we see her soon. Kind of a bummer. And we've got the latest on Asuka. So PW Insider is reporting that she is ready to return once WWE has a plan in place for her.
Hasn't she been ready to return like for forever? And they're just like, well, we don't really know what to do with you.
Yeah, which is like, how do you know? I don't understand when they're like, we don't know what to do with them. It's like, that's a poor excuse. It's a really poor excuse.
We're moving too fast for comments. All right. So Billy's like, Revolution is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
And Joseph is like, Bailey wants revenge to destroy Ronda or Charlotte. I can't even remember like her beef with them anymore, which is terrible. It's been so long. And
I didn't even know they had beef.
I know. I'm like, I don't remember. And yes, Top Flight. Martin Bro. Oh yeah, they were awesome. Top Flight's fun. I thought for like the longest second that they were gonna win, but then freaking Young Bucks did their Young Bucks thing.
Oh, the Young
Bucks. And Keith's a little bit late to the party, and he's also in shock. Yep. That was like our out of the gate. I couldn't even get through the fight buzz. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh
Lady
my
J's
gosh.
like, I must tell everyone.
I can't even go through a format properly. Oh man. Oh, okay. Last comment. We have a question. Apparently Tijan's pissed off about Carmelo beating Pete Dunne again.
Oh.
Did you watch that one?
Was that that was NXT?
NXT.
I did not watch that one.
I didn't watch that one. Yeah, and Joseph wants to know what the heck are they going to do with Asuka? Yes, we want to know. Come on.
Yeah, we want to know. And like, I saying this again, guys. Everything's subject to change at WrestleMania. But like
it's sad. I mean, so the other day we're talking about like, oh, who do you want to pay to see? Because when you go to these like fan fest, you can pay money to like get autographs and like have a minute to talk with the different stars. And I'm like, none of like, I was like, ooh, John Moxley. No, he's not available. Ooh, like, I don't know. Penta. I was like, I love Penta.
Yeah.
He's not on there. And I'm like, I don't want to spend $100. Like, I'm like, don't kill me. I like the House of Black. I think it's totally cool. But it's like, oh, you want to spend $100 to say hey to them? Like,
and get sprayed possibly.
And I'm like, nah, we'll go hang out. Maybe we'll see who's there.
Well, that'll be fun. And we got like a really cool bit of insight in terms of this like media call that TonyKahn had yesterday. And so this was on Reddit, and there was also an article about it. So everything I'm going to say, I don't know is 100% confirmed, but I think it's still fun to talk about because they're not like crazy facts that were stated. So thanks to Samira from Reddit for posting this. She says that TonyKahn is looking to put AEW on a streaming service, and he wasn't able to say too much about it.
Oh, I think I heard about that too. I think it's HBO.
HBO Max, they were
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, guys. If he ends up going to HBO Max, we definitely called it. And he says that he wants to bring in the Trios division titles once Kenny Omega returns.
Nice.
Yeah, and he also said he'd love to have Jeff Hardy in AEW once he ties things up in a few days. An interesting thing that he said during the media call was that when he was signing on Adam Cole, he was on the phone with him for 4.5 hours.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time.
Long time. I'm wondering, like, what were they talking about for 4.5 hours?
I don't know, but as we know, the boys tend to talk a lot.
Yeah, they talk more than us, you guys. You wouldn't even believe it.
Even our guys, I'm like, dude, you are like encroaching on our Twitch time. Get out of here.
Yeah, Twitch totally kicked us out. I'm like, not cool, you guys. And he also said that Cesaro is he likes Cesaro and he's open to having him join AEW.
Nice.
So Cesaro for AEW, I don't know. And yeah,
ooh,
that's really
and an AEW video game.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're supposed to be filming stuff during dark. Hello.
Oh, that'll be
let
so
you know.
cool.
I'll let you know. Be there tonight.
That'll be awesome.
Okay, and so we talked a little bit about streaming on HBO. Now, this next update, which I'll be there Saturday night. So the whole control your narrative, which is kind of a hot mess, not mess, but like, so they announced that they have signed an exclusive television deal with Pro Wrestling TV. Now, I feel like they might have used the television deal with a little bit more, what's the word? Well, there's not really an existing television channel. Like when you think of old school TV, like HBO actually was a channel and now they stream. Peacock was a channel. This is like a brand new channel, which is great. I mean, it's like super, I think they're actually producing it too. And it's supposed to launch in April. They're supposed to produce these full-length cinematic wrestling features. We're supposed to get more like a TV episodic seasonal approach to wrestling with stories about the wrestlers, their conflicts, their journeys, and then all of it kind of coming together at the end of the season with like a live event. I'm like, yeah, kind of, I mean, it would definitely get you a little more vested in like these characters and their stories.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But I think maybe it's making people feel uncomfortable that like there's a new kid on the scene and they're kind of, they're a little rough, they're a little tough, they're a little like,
So it's intimidating.
I think it is. And I think there's some like people talking a little trash, being a little bit negative about them, trying to squash this. Some like
trolls.
But like trolls that are kind of coming across as like, real stories just to make ugliness, yuckiness out there. And I don't know. I feel like people are trying to poo-poo it.
Yeah, which is not cool because they just started.
I know. I think they're just trying to squash it before it even gets started. And, it has that feeling of like, ooh, the corporations trying to squash the like, the independents trying to like make something of their own. And I don't know. This saga will continue.
It sure will. And we'll keep you posted. And we're going to have like our eyes and ears at the event. So
I know.
tell us everything.
Oh, we got a little hola. A little buenos dias. What's up, Punch?
What's
All
up?
right. All right. Talking about more craziness.
All right. Let's move on. So the Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee will be interviewing his boss, Vince McMahon, and on the video podcast called The Pat McAfee Show. And all rumors indicate that this could lead to a match between McMahon and McAfee at WrestleMania 38.
And of course, another very opinionated man, Booker T, had to comment on this, and and then I have to quote it, and he's like, "Man, I have to lead by example, and I think Vince is saying I have to show these young men how things are done and how things are really fought." I have a horrible Vince McMahon voice, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I mean, Booker T, I mean, he's one to talk because I think he recently mentioned how he wants to get back in the ring with his brother because they used to be a really awesome tag team.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So like those biography, like docu-series, those are very fun to watch. I saw the Booker T one. I'm like, oh, I like Booker T so much more now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And so, yeah, not like we don't have enough to watch, but so yeah, Vince McMahon, Pat McAfee, we were talking about like ugly stories earlier. And Tommy Mac's like, well, like everyone's like, ew, I can't believe so-and-so did that. That's like sexual harassment. And it's like, wait, I'm like, and so like back during the Attitude Era, like they would like kiss, like literally kiss Vince McMahon's like naked butt. And I'm like, ew. But then it's like they're performers at the end of the day and it's a show. And I'm like, it's hard to like understand that. But then I'm like, I think of all the movies that I've watched or TV shows where like really horrible things happen. I'm like, it's a show. It's a show. It's a show. But we're all totally into it. And we're like, no, I'm like emotionally vested in this.
Well, somebody's opinionated in our comments and says that they do not want to see Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee. So he said, and you can see Vince can barely walk. Oh boy. I was quite shocked, not going to lie, that they even said, I thought this was a joke when they said that he was going to be in WrestleMania. And then I was like, oh no, this is for real. This is like a fact. And didn't even realize because when I started like getting into the wrestling world, Vince McMahon, I just knew him as the behind the scenes guy. I'd never heard him, possibly being in ring. So that was very confusing to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. I always think of like, there's some crazy stories of him being in the ring. I think one time he like, both of his quads like tore off and like he was like, I guess like right, at his thighs, they like disconnected his freaking quads. And so he was kind of stuck there because he literally couldn't move. Like it wasn't like, gory or anything, but it was like,
oh my
dang. God. And that was a long time ago. Like, so it's really hard to imagine him like getting back in the ring. Like even Hulk Hogan's like, dude, like how many surgeries did he said he had? Like 23 surgeries. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. He's like, I got my hot new freaking girlfriend.
Yeah.
Saving his abilities for her.
Yes.
and Joseph is putting on his tinfoil hat.
Oh.
You're totally loud. I got mine. You can put yours on too.
You sure can.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna roll over this real quick because our man Kane. Dude.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to talk about this subject, and I do feel for him. There was a whole statement released about the full story of what had happened with Kane. If you've been like following us for the past few days, we kind of updated you guys about how he was arrested. There was a shooting involved. We didn't know how he was involved. It's been confirmed how he was involved. The story is really unfortunate and sad, honestly.
But then like the story kind of reminds me, as big TV watchers, is like, do we really know the whole story? Do we?
Yeah.
Or do we just know like, one side of the story? I don't know, but don't mess with my babies. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, do not.
And freaking Punch is like, yes,
hashtag free Kane. Absolutely.
I'm like, it's that stuff. It's
very difficult.
Papa Bears, like we said, Papa Bears.
Especially in a Latino household, Papa Bear comes out.
Yeah. All right. And we touched on this earlier. We'll swing by it real quick. Freaking Lena Finney getting on her Twitter war too.
Ooh, we almost missed it. We almost missed our morning jab.
Oh my gosh. We're like all over the place.
All right, guys, let's get into this morning jab and let Lady J get a second cup of coffee.
I need to have someone like poke me, be like, it's time for the jab. Shh. Don't.
It's time for this jab. This jab is interesting.
Yeah, so freaking, I'm just calling Nia Jax because that's how
Yeah.
everyone else knows her. But, on her Twitter, it's Lena Finet. And she's like, her fans, the people who actually like her were like, we want you back. We want to see you team up with Dewdrop to like get the women's tag team titles.
Yeah.
And man, I'm telling you, she must be hanging out with some like negative Nancy's because she's just like, no, thank you. Everybody is miserable over there. And everyone calls me, telling me how miserable they are. But I don't see anyone else verbalizing on Twitter how miserable they are. So, yeah, I'm not sure who she's hanging out with, but there are other tweets that she has that are also quite negative. And it's like, girl.
Yeah.
You got a voice and people are listening to you too. And
yeah. Like,
why couldn't you just enjoy that bachelorette party?
Right? Come on.
Celebrate your girl. Be like, yeah, you're getting married, but no, you're hanging out with the negatives and being poopy pants.
It's just bummer. And honestly, like we were talking about this a little bit earlier, I just feel like when you have a platform that big, it is totally okay. Like none of us are ever going to agree on anything. It's just not going to happen. And that's just kind of inevitable. But I feel like when you have a big platform like that, it's really important that you don't stay so opinionated because you can lose people in that. Because if you're making that like a big thing, especially on social media and especially on Twitter, like people will come for you on Twitter. It is that quick. She was a trending hashtag yesterday.
Oh God. I mean, I think it's nice to have like your circle where you have like a safe place to talk about stuff.
Absolutely.
And yeah. And look, we had another fan. They're like, yeah, Nia Jax versus Dewdrop. Yeah, because Dewdrop, I still hate that name, is an excellent wrestler, although I'd be afraid of her getting hurt.
Yes.
I might have just said that out loud. Okay. Let's move. I mean, her family, there is some fun family members, and we're going to talk about that next in our fluffy news.
Yes, let's get into fluffy news. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Lady J's excited for this.
This was mine. I was like, yay! I knew it was in production, and now it's like, yes, the second season of NBC's The Young Rock is slated to debut on March 15th.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, yeah. My easy breezy TV. That's so much fun. You get to see the old wrestlers. There's a lot of 90s wrestlers in season 2. Like when Triple H was in his heyday, The Undertaker, our man Mick Foley, Downtown Bruno Lower, the Brooklyn Brawler, and Mantor. I'm not as familiar with Mantor, but it sounds like it's an interesting character.
Now that there's a second season, I have no excuse but to catch up. So that's actually that. I'm going to download it so I can watch it on the plane. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Good question, guys. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yeah, he's priming us for a presidential run.
Yeah.
That's that you'll see in the show. It's totally a thing. And you'll be like, what is The Rock cooking?
I'm going to text Lady J and be like, oh my goodness, this show.
Oh man. Oh, and I kind of ruined this one earlier. Hulk Hogan.
That's okay.
Hulk Hogan says he will never, ever wrestle again after undergoing 23 surgeries over the last 10 years. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I can't even think of 20.
I can't. I had one in the last year, and I'm like, you know how much time it takes to recover from that stuff?
Yeah. And being on bed rest is one of the most boring and you feel useless when you're on bed rest. That's the best way I could put it. When I was on bed rest, and then especially I think you experienced this too. Like I had to sleep in a really weird position. Like I had
In
to
a
sleep like
freaking
that.
recliner for like 2 months. It was awful.
Yeah, it's really sucks. And so I can imagine having to do that 23 times. Oh boy, I
No,
give it to
no, no.
him. So he's living his best life now.
I guess he had stated he wanted to have like to end his career with one more match against Vince McMahon, not Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon. And that was before COVID, of course.
Yeah.
And he wanted it to be at the WrestleMania in Tampa, which totally makes sense because that's like, his stomping grounds. Like, there's a Hulk store in Orlando. Have you seen it?
No, where is it?
Okay, remember when we went to Hooters?
Yeah.
Like that touristy area? There's totally a Hogan store.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have to go there just for fun and be like, yeah. All right, let's see. We got some comments here about the Hogan. Let's see. I'm still upset that why can't WWE book Austin versus Hogan at WrestleMania? Because they're like, dude, we're getting old. And oh yes, Joseph has been following the Hogan, and I think if you catch up on those biographies, you'll totally get it too.
Yeah.
And yeah. Punch, who the heck is Nick? I don't even know who Nikita Lyons is.
Who is that?
I'm like, okay, now we're all Googling. We're like, Nikita Lyons.
Oh. Okay. I saw this about her yesterday. How she has an OnlyFans and everybody was drilling over her. Oh,
shoot.
I did see this. Actually, I did see this. I don't know. If you want to see what she's cooking, I guess subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's all I could say.
Buy that girl a cup of coffee.
Yeah, get her a nice cup of
coffee. Oh, God. I was looking at the news and it's like Diamante and Kiera Hogan are opening a joint OnlyFans and they're all like, moist, sexy couple pictures. I'm like, if that's your cup of tea, go for it. And now you know about it.
Speaking of this kind of topic, I saw the first episode of Corey and Carmella.
Sick, you watched it?
I did watch it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it and let you guys.
Because we've talked so much trash about it.
Because I've literally talked so much trash about it. At least I want to know, what the show's about. First of all, they lied when they said that it was gonna be 4-minute, 10 episodes. They're each like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounded a little weird. I'm like, 4 minutes? What can you?
And I mean, it starts off, there's there's just a lot of sex jokes in their show. So, and then even after watching it, I was like, I cannot believe that this girl really got mad that people said she was a freak. Like, if you watch 5 minutes of her show, she makes at least like 14 sex jokes.
And like, we're back in middle school, everybody. Lots of sex jokes and people drawing penises in their books and on everything else.
Oh God, super childish. But so apparently this week on Woo Nation Uncensored, Ric Flair was asked.
Are you just in love with that Woo Nation? There's like so much from the freaking Woo Nation.
Love that podcast. And Flair says that Vince McMahon is in the best shape ever and that he's as fit as he can be and that he could probably squat between like 450 to 500. I'm like, how much money were you paid to say that? I don't know. Could that be true? Maybe.
Maybe.
450, 500. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So, I don't know. There could be a fib, totally, but that's what he said. So
you're like, there's a little extra flair on that comment.
Yeah. Super duper fluffy.
Oh man. Okay. So this is kind of a silly story. TonyKahn, yet again, talking about TonyKahn, recalls Jim Ross speaking up about stupid Orange Cassidy gimmick back in 2019. Oh my goodness.
Oh God. Yeah. And apparently like they were in a really big meeting and Jim Ross was like, I think this is stupid. He said that under his breath. And he's like, well, and Tony Khan's like, well, this is still happening, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
it doesn't matter what you think.
You don't have an opinion. But yeah, he was like, and then Jim kind of like stepped back and he was like, okay, now that he got to meet him, he's like, he's actually really like intelligent and he was wrong about Orange Cassidy. He's like, number one, Orange Cassidy is very different than he expected. And he said that he's marketing himself in a way that he admires. He's got a different in-ring style. So he took his words back.
Yeah. And Joseph's like, yeah. Old school. Old school.
Super.
Freaking Punch is not a fan though.
No. Oh, he agrees. Yikes.
There's a lot of different styles, a lot of different flavors, something for everyone.
Not everyone can do this. And their slow kicks.
I love them kicks of doom. I totally did them waiting to get on that Jericho cruise.
Alrighty, guys. Let's move on to some keeping it strong style.
All right. So New Japan, that's all I got. You know, I love it. Yeah, I got me and Daryl. Daryl. I gotta get a buddy for Daryl when we go to St. Pete, hopefully, or a tracksuit. But anyways, so the Switchblade, Jay White, the leader of the Bullet Club, announced that he will be a part of the Lone Star Shootout at WrestleCon April 1st. On my list of things to watch. I gotta do the review of this. So he's having a match against Speedball Mike Bailey, which I totally forgot to mention a while ago. He had a really crazy match with our guy, Ninja Mac.
Oh, really?
We'll have to share that at some point because Tommy Mac's like, oh my gosh, did you see the Speedball Bailey and Ninja Mac? I'm like, no, they doing some crazy stuff.
Wow, we have to check that out.
Because I remember at one point seeing Speedball Mike Bailey, like he jumped off like the balcony, it was like 20 feet up or something bananas like that. So this should be interesting to watch.
Extremely interesting. I'm excited. Yeah, we've got so much coming for you guys the week of WrestleMania. Even though we're not going to be there, it's like almost like we're going to be there. Don't worry. We've got you covered. Alrighty, guys. Unfortunately, I think that's all we have today.
Unless you guys have some other like sweet news that you want to share with us. You know, we missed out on that bachelorette party. That was kind of a big deal.
Somebody asked if we follow women's boxing.
We've kind of mentioned that before because Jake Paul had that big women's boxing match at Madison Square Garden that he's I'm like, when is that? I've lost track of that one. Here we go.
I thought that was
yeah. So April 30th. April 30th. I got to like remind myself about, because it's like historic. It's the biggest women's boxing fight in history. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, April 30th, Madison Square Gardens. Good God. And our dorky boy is like all about, promoting women's boxing. Yeah. So, all right, let me give the rundown because everyone's like, what the heck? So the undefeated Irish star, who's 35, will put her 20-match undefeated record as well as the undisputed lightweight title on the line against the Puerto Rican. Heck yes. Ooh. I'm only half, but we're always excited.
Represent.
Tiny island pride. Goodness gracious. So, yeah, they were supposed to meet back, but COVID kind of messes everything up.
Oh.
And so yeah, this is very exciting. And we do like supporting our fellow ladies.
We sure do.
Yeah, Punch is like clap, clap.
Yes. And just so let you guys know, in like 15 minutes, you can check me and Billy.
I know. I better shut up because you guys gotta.
But if you liked what you saw here, you'll definitely like what we're gonna have in this next episode of because there's a lot to unfold.
Can we get one last silly question in?
Yeah, of course.
Who is the least favorite member of the Bullet Club? I feel like this is a little opinionated, but we'll allow it. The least favorite. Well, the freaking like Tongaloa and Tonga just got kicked out.
Uh-oh.
I guess they're no longer members, right? Or maybe it was Brandy Rhodes.
Oh.
She was there for a hot second. All right, tell us before we gotta get going. Who is the least
people
favorite?
online are saying Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, I'm like, we got his guitar back here.
That's what it says online. Oh, Joseph said, we'll take a short break now. Be back for Dynamite. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Yeah.
Moscow, gotta go get some more coffee.
Gotta get some more coffee, get some water for hydration, and
yeah. All right, we gotta go. If you guys like what you've seen here, give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, a subscribe.
And of course, you can click that link down below to watch some more Fight Kitties videos. And I'm going to miss you guys so much tomorrow. It's going to feel so weird.
I know. I'm going to be going solo.
Lady J's going solo dolo. But don't worry. I will be back on Monday. And you guys are still going to have so much fun. I just know it.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm Lady J.
And I'm Lexi. Bye, guys.
Bye.